PlayStation 6 isn't coming when we thought or when they told us it was, all them analysts. New reports suggest Sony is delaying the PlayStation 6, and that's not a small move. That's a warning sign because delays like this don't happen for no reason, people. Raising hardware costs, longer dev cycles, and games that still aren't fully using the PS5 capability. So if Sony hits pause on the PlayStation 6, what does that really mean? Are we looking at longer console generations or are a next gen launch that's already in trouble? This delay might actually tell us more about the industry than PlayStation 6 itself. So let's break it down. When you look close, the delay actually tracks. And I've been saying this for like weeks now. But anyway, most studios are still building cross gen games. PS5 exclusives are very rare, and development costs are exploding. Launching PS6 too early would split the audience, slow game sales, and rush tech that isn't ready and isn't there, honestly. So Sony waiting isn't reckless, it's strategy. But here's the catch. A longer PS5 generation means fewer true next-gen leaps. More remasters, more upgrades, more director cuts. So the real question isn't when PS6 launches, it's whether gamers are okay paying more while waiting longer for the future. So let's be honest, is Sony right to delay the PlayStation 6 or are they milking the PS5? Comment down below yes or no and we'll see you there. But after listening to all that, what is your take, Infamous? Is delaying the PS6 the right choice or are they milking the PS5 for as long as possible?
I'm going to say delaying the PS6 is a strategic and very, very smart move. We have reported and gave our opinions for weeks about the staggering increasing cost of gaming, whether it be hardware, accessories, the games themselves. Everything across the board is getting expensive. And even though we reported on the rumors that somehow Sony's going to pull some hat out of their ass and make the 6 affordable, yet the 5 is rising up, that math don't math. So that's absurd. But we had spoke about this subject matter maybe a week or so ago off the show. Gaming in some aspects have plateaued. We don't see the big differences and leaps and bounds in the generations as we did before. And now with the quote unquote hard economic times, the PS5 generation is just now really starting to roll on in a sense. The steam is pushing, it's chugging, but it ain't really taking off. As you say, we're just now starting to get games that are PS5 Series X only. And then even then, they're not quite really fully optimized as they should. Hell, PlayStation has now started this little campaign with trying to push PS4 users off of that to get to the 5. If you succeed in that and then 2 years later, hey, new system, they're gonna look like, oh hell no. It's just not in the cards. The old standard of 5-7 years or whatever for a generation, that's just not cutting anymore. There is no need for new hardware because I promise you, as long as this show continues and we get to PS6, the graphical fidelity from 5 to 6, it'll be almost minuscule. Optimization is the key, and my whole thing is you need to start that now rather than expect me to buy a whole new couple $100, not even couple, hundreds of dollars of a new box to show, oh, we improved this. No, that's absurd. Delaying the PS6 generation and continuing the PS5, it may not seem like it, but it's a goodwill gesture to consumers. You're telling them, hey, we know you hurt. We're doing the best we can. And I know my cousin, he's very pro, hey, these corporations don't give a fuck about nobody. And they don't. This is probably just optics, just to make it look like a safe face. There's no need for a new PlayStation. And yet, even though I'm a highly enthusiastic to see the new PlayStation handheld, another Vita in a sense. But for what? For what? There's nothing anyone can think of powerhouse graphically a newer system can do that the current one can't. Besides, do a better job at hiding loading screen. The elevators and the slow pushing through cracks. We all know what that is, but I don't see a reason for a new generation. PS5 can go into 2030 or more. Like, what do we need new hardware for? To be still nickel and dime, because I promise you this, if they truly do push for PS6, it's only to probably give a bigger reason to say, well, Nintendo charges you $80, so this is a new generation. Here's $80 for our games. That's the only reason I can see. We're fine where we are with the PS5. I don't need nothing.
Yeah, that was real cute of you to make it seem like they give a fuck about people. No, they don't. They don't give a fuck about you. All they're thinking about is themselves. They see these chips getting out of hand. They're trying to wait that storm out, people. That's what's really going on. Listen, they seeing the GPU, CPU, goddamn SSD, everything is going up. If they put out a system in this climate in the next 18 months, what some stupid ass analyst said, bro, that shit gonna be $1,200-$1,300, bruh. Ain't no way around it. So what they trying to do, trying to wait it out and see. And plus, and let's not act like this ain't the lost generation from trying to bounce back from the stupid ass live service games that everybody was trying to get. And PlayStation had like 5 in development and they had to scrap it because why? Live service games was shitty. No one was fucking with them. And then they had the self course correct because the customer, the consumer said, we done with that. We let you get that off for like 3 years. If you didn't get on the bandwagon, you fucked. So what do we have? A lot of gaps in releases, a little less well, not a little, a lot less PlayStation exclusive games than last generation to this generation. This is the lost generation. And now that the PS5 is finally feeling like it's, bouncing back, really getting this little groove on, it's really picking up the pace in this long distance run we call generation. Now you talking about a new generation? That's why I was fucking pissed with the rumor saying a next gen. No, next gen need to calm the fuck down. They are just now sunsetting PS4. Now put that in perspective. They just now sunsetting PS4. So that means PS5 is about to be your only options for a lot of games. And then you was gonna try to cannibalize that with a PS6? Nah, bruh. The consumer was not gonna allow that. That shit would have been dead on arrival, in my opinion, because no one was gonna come off what they already had, because either you already bought the PlayStation before the price hikes or you bought the PlayStations with the price hikes. And even if you're in either of the category, you wasn't gonna then buy a PS6 that's $900 to $1,000 before tax. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. And you can come in these comment sections, lie to me all you want, but baby, never lie to yourself. No one was gonna buy that shit. And they knew that. And they could see that. And that's why when all them, it could come out and is, a 7-year window and and they was just like, yeah, let's just go ahead and nip this in the bud. We ain't coming. All right. Business decision. PlayStation cannot afford to take that type of loss. We all know they ain't got no big dick daddy money in the background like Microsoft does. Microsoft can still put their shit out and no one cares because they already said they shit is niche. They shit is for the top tier performing motherfuckers that like shit like that. They already said that shit gonna be over. They already set their precedent. So for Sony has to come in and be, mid-class friendly, I don't think they can put the PlayStation 6 out in this climate with these chips and all that other shit. Maybe they can strike a deal by then to lower the cost or just give devs time to really optimize the shit. Listen, I never believed the news. I never believed the news that the PlayStation 6 was going to come out in 12 to 18 months. That was fucking bullshit. But I am happy to hear that somebody in the company got a brain cell left and said, nah, this just ain't the time. We got some shit to figure out. Like how the fuck make these first party games actually sell. That wasn't sarcasm. That was truth. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. And I've already stated in a past video that I would not be buying a PS6 ever. I think that's once this generation is really over, I'm going to PC. I am going to finally do it, people. I'm not going to leave the consoles because I got to keep the consoles to play console game. But yeah, I'm just not interested in the PS6. Nothing about it is very intriguing because like my cousin said, there is not going to be that much jumping graphics. There is no, the loading times for the PS5 should have been optimized, and I still see games that's not optimized. So I'm really not interested, and it's probably why I sound so disengaged with the topic. But fuck Sony. Still, at the end of the day, they doing people no favors. When the shit does come out, it's gonna be a fucking expensive ass box. But let us know in the comments down below how you feel, what you think. Would you get the PS6 if it did come out in 12 months? Or or do you really need this to be delayed so you can you can feel like you got your money's worth at the PS5? Let us know down in the comments down below.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?